If you've ever woken up freezing at 3 in the morning, fully awake and deeply annoyed, this is the kind of upgrade that changes everything. So today we are talking camping must-haves, and I want to be really clear about what this episode is and what it is not. This is not a massive, overwhelming gear list, and it's not for backpacking and survival camping. This is very specifically just if I had to start over after glamping, borrowing gear, and learning things the hard way, these are the exact things I would buy again. If you've glamped before and thought, okay, I'm actually ready to do real camping, or if you camp casually but you're tired of borrowing random stuff or making do with the gear that kind of sucks, this episode is for you. This is for solo campers, small groups, and yes, pet parents, because my fur babies tag along on as many adventures as I can help it. I've linked everything I mention in one Amazon list in the show notes. Think of it as your one-stop shop for all the good gear to check out. Using that link supports the podcast at no extra cost to you. And remember, this episode is coming from personal experience first, not commissions. Okay, let's get into it. The first thing I'm starting off with might seem basic, but it's one of those items that becomes part of your identity. And that is an insulated National Parks sticker water bottle from Wondery. I take this thing everywhere. Camping, road trips, national parks, everyday life. It's kept ice solid for over 24 hours, even sitting out in the sun. And it's durable enough that I'm not worried about throwing it in the car or knocking it over at camp. My favorite part though, it's all the stickers. Every time I finish up a trip at a national park, boom, I get to add one. Every sticker tells a story, and it becomes this little visual timeline of places I've been. A lot of conversations have started because people ask about it or they say, oh, I've been there too. It's functional, it's fun, and it's one of those small things that makes camping feel more personal. If you forget a good water bottle, you'll end up buying overpriced plastic ones at the camp store or the cheapo ones that you may do with that leaked in your day pack. And that is a mistake you only make once. Next, and this is one of the most important items on the list, your tent. Specifically, the UNP Easy Setup Portable Dome Tent. I cannot stress enough how much your tent experience impacts whether you enjoy camping or not. Growing up, my family always used those old school ones with the poles you had to put together in like 4 to 5 places each. And if that string keeping the sections taut broke, you were SOL. I love my pop-up tent. This tent is genuinely easy to set up. Not marketing easy, actually easy. No complicated pole systems, no yelling, no standing there pretending you understand the instructions. And now I'm going to be honest. It says it's a 4-person tent. Maybe if you're all middle schoolers. Truly, it's roomy enough for 2 adults plus a dog and or gear. It has solid ventilation and it's perfect for one night or 1 week. If setting up your tent is stressful, camping will slowly start to feel like a chore, and this removes that problem entirely. Once you have shelter, the next thing that will make or break your trip is sleep, and that's where the Sportneer 3 to 4 season sleeping bag comes in. I personally don't desire to have 2 or more sleeping bags so that I can choose one based on the climate of where I'm going. I care way more about temperature versatility than exact degree ratings. And this sleeping bag does a great job across different conditions. It's warm without feeling suffocating, the lining is actually comfortable, and it works for spring through fall without needing multiple bags. If you've ever woken up freezing at 3 in the morning, fully awake and deeply annoyed, this is the kind of upgrade that changes everything. Good sleep makes you like camping. Bad sleep makes you swear you're never doing this again. Now, lighting is something that people don't really think about until they need it, and I will never camp again without a collapsible LED lantern. The Lee-Pro lanterns are battery-powered, super bright, water-resistant, and small enough to just live in your camping bin. Using your phone flashlight for everything absolutely kills your battery and your vibe. Headlamps are awesome if you're walking or doing one task, but they don't light up the whole picnic table. Having real lighting makes nighttime at camp safer, calmer, and way more enjoyable. Now let's talk about food, because eating well while camping is a massive quality of life upgrade. This 2-burner portable camp stove is one of those items that feels like a level up without being complicated. 2 burners means you can actually cook instead of playing stove Tetris. Plus, you have a burner on one side for your stew, your frying pan, whatever, and a griddle surface on the other for your bacon and burgers. The heat is adjustable, it folds up nicely, and it works just as well for camping as it does tailgating or backyard nights. This is how you stop living on cold sandwiches and snacks and start having real meals at camp. And if we're talking about food, we need to talk about coffee. Camping coffee matters. I will not be taking questions on this. Now, when I have electricity at a site, there's a 100% chance I'm drinking an iced coffee or a white monster in the morning. I don't care how cold it is. Last year, I woke up to 55 degrees in Sequoia National Park, and I absolutely took the white monster right out of my bear box. However, most of you people are normal, and you like your coffee hot, especially if you don't have an efficient way of keeping things cold at your site. The Stanley Perfect Brew pour-over set is one of my favorite comfort items. It makes real coffee, there are no paper filters to mess with, and the insulated mug keeps your coffee hot while you actually enjoy your morning. If you love your hot coffee at home, this lets you keep that joy while you're camping. Now let's move on to the items that make camp time actually relaxing. First up is the Wise Owl portable hammock with tree straps. This hammock works both at camp and on the trail, which I love. It's rated up to 500 pounds, it packs down small, and the straps are included, which matters. Whether you're lounging at camp, reading, napping, or hanging out on a hike, this adds a layer of relaxation that sitting on the ground just doesn't. Plus, I spent plenty of nights sleeping in a hammock as opposed to on the hard ground, and I think it's wonderful. Once you bring a hammock camping, it becomes non-negotiable. Speaking of comfort, I swapped out a traditional camp chair for something I genuinely own and love, and that's the Nazura Zero Gravity reclining chairs. They live permanently in my RV for camping or football tailgate weekends. These are fully adjustable, surprisingly very comfortable, and come with pillows and a removable cup holder and side tray. They're key for my morning coffee and book with a sunrise view. Are these necessary for your camping trip? No. Are they elite? Absolutely. This is for campers who value comfort and lounging. Want to check out the stars without breaking your neck? Boom, lean this bad boy back and you're good to glance all evening long. If you've ever sat in one of these, regular camp chairs will never feel the same again. If you're bringing Fido along, there is one small item that I think makes a huge difference, and that's a collapsible dog water bowl. The SLSON 2-pack comes with carabiners so you can clip them to your backpack, and they're perfect for camping and hiking. Push them down flat to save space in your camping totes or your backpack. I take these on all my hikes with my pups. I also use them on long road trips to use during gas and food stops. Hydrated dogs are happier dogs, and happier dogs make for a much better camping experience for everyone. And finally, we're ending with pure joy because camping shouldn't just be functional, it should be fun. Mallow Me's s'more sticks are extra long, sturdy, and keep you a safe distance from the fire. My mom got me these for Christmas years ago, and I love them. They work for marshmallows and hot dogs, and they make evenings around the campfire so much better. This is the kind of thing that turns a regular night into a memory. So that's my list. No fluff, no gatekeeping, just gear that makes camping more comfortable, less stressful, and way more enjoyable. Everything I mentioned is linked in the Amazon list in the show notes if you want to build your setup or upgrade what you already have. Using that link supports the podcast at no extra cost to you, and I really appreciate it. That's it for today's episode. If this episode helped you feel more confident about camping, send it to a friend who's been on the fence. And don't forget to hit subscribe so that you can follow along and dream big for your journeys on the Great Escape. See you next time, adventurers.